here momentarily, guys. All right, folks. Well, once again, I want to welcome you to the next installment of the Maximum Performance webinar series. Of course, this is provided by Maximum Acceleration, the professionals coaching company. My name is Eric Janesco. I'm the head coach and CEO with Maximum Acceleration. And we initially started this series back in October of 2012 because we wanted to bring together a community of powerful content and learning for today's top-notch mortgage professional. For those of you who are wanting to invest your time and energy in really refining your craft and growing to an exceptionally higher level of performance, is what this series was brought together for. And we've enjoyed now 148 episodes running. In the series, you can find out more information about previous episodes by going to our YouTube channel and just search for Maximum Acceleration. You'll find us and then subscribe to our YouTube channel. Well, today's guest presenter is one of my favorite guest speakers that we've had on the series over the program. Consistently one of our top-rated panelists or guest speakers on the program. In fact, last year was our #1 rated program for the entire year of 2014. Is Mr. Mikel Erdman. Mikel has become a great friend of mine over the years. He's an experienced originator with over 15 years of origination experience. But in 2004 or 2005, he launched a great system called MySMARTblog.com that Mikel will share a little bit more with you about later on in the program. But his area of expertise is really how to generate online leads, how to go purchase consumer direct, how to power up your marketing so that you are not a victim of the market, so that you are in control of your lead flow, and from that perspective can generate the volume of business and opportunities that you need to be able to take your business to whatever level you want. And that's what Mikel's here to share with us today, is 3 new marketing strategies that are working to generate purchase direct leads. So without further ado, Mikel, I'm going to hand off to you. And folks, remember that as you have questions or comments throughout the program, please go ahead and post them in the Q&A section of the platform, and we'll make sure that we'll be working with those and interacting with you throughout the program. So thanks for joining us again today, Mikel.
All right, thanks so much. And again, welcome, guys. Thanks so much for carving out your time today. I always respect that because I know how valuable time is. It's the one thing we can never get back. And so I really appreciate you joining me, and I'm going to give you everything I've got. Tons of information, I think some great value, stuff that we've tested that's actually working right now to generate leads for loan officers all across the country. And just getting started, I want to share with you, this is March 15th of 1995, and that's the day that I got started in the mortgage business. And it was quite an experience for me. It was my first real career out of college, and I was really, really green. Never done any kind of professional level sales before, and in fact just moved to a brand new area called Vancouver, Washington, which is kind of like a suburb of Portland, Oregon. Had no family, didn't know anybody in that entire area, and jumped into this after meeting a gentleman who happened to be the vice president of this company called Mortgage Market. And let me tell you something, it was scary. Commission-only job, right out of college, just had a $600 a month duplex and no idea how I was going to be able to pay the rent. And it wasn't too long that I figured out I better get a strategy in place to be able to generate some business, or else I was going to be going backwards real fast. In fact, most of the time, this is kind of what I felt like. I felt like this little baby trying to figure out what strategy is going to work to be able to help me pay my bills, and I was really floundering around trying to figure it out. I don't know if any of you are out there right now, but understand the peaks and valleys in the business. Lead flow sometimes goes up and down, but so many times we operate out of fear. And what I really felt like at the time was I just wanted systems. I wanted something in place that I could guarantee my success, that I would know that I could just control my own destiny. And so much of that has to do with getting access to people who are qualified, who want to be able to move forward, identifying those people, and then and smoothing it out by getting in a position where they're actually calling me to do business rather than me having to chase them around. And you know, like I said, so many times in this relationship sales business, we're dependent on other third parties. In this case, many times as I grew my business over the next 15 years and owned my own company for about 10 of those, and I was hiring and training loan officers, we always talked about building your business like the 4 legs of a table, and one of those being real estate agents. And because, of course, they're the center of the wheel of commerce in real estate. If people are going to buy a house, they go talk to a real estate agent generally first. And then that agent is responsible to hand out referrals to those of us who are the supporting cast. And, you know, so many times that also made me feel a little unsure of myself because I was pretty young at the time. I was 23 years old, and back in 1995, that was a little different, you know, as far as being that young and getting involved in the business. And so I felt like I was at a disadvantage with those real estate agents. And I didn't feel like I had enough value that I was bringing that could really establish myself as the expert in their mind so that they would continue to send me business. And I always felt like I was begging them to try to get them to send me business. And let me tell you something, that just didn't feel good to me. Down in my gut, I felt like I wanted that to change. I wanted to be the person in control. I wanted to be the person who they would come to me and ask me to do business. And I knew I had to figure out some way to be able to add enough value that I could turn the tables and start to take control of my own destiny. And here's the thing, guys. So many times, and hey, if you're a real estate agent out there online right now, no disrespect here, but this is kind of funny. I was putting it together just going along with the way that I felt. Was so many times that I was getting started and I was told, hey, you just got to go out and try to make relationships with these guys. And it was the delivering the donuts idea with the rate sheet maybe, or or begging for business like you see on this screen. And quite frankly, some of the times the people I was trying to call on looked like some of these folks that are running these types of ads. I don't know that it put me in a position where I always felt like I was somehow having to serve them as opposed to wanting them to serve me. Knowing that I was an expert in my space, I was really committed to delivering high-quality service and taking care of my clients and building a long-term practice. And so many people I was forced to go out and try to beg for business just put me in a position that I just wasn't feeling very great about what I was doing. Now, I learned a long time ago that when you want to be able to become successful, you have to go out and pattern your success after other people who have already kind of laid the foundation. People who have already been successful in your field. If you simply if you're committed to some practices and processes that are already proven to be successful, you can actually attain that level of success. So I started to really search and look around for ideas. But so many times as I started to employ new ideas and go to seminars and spend money on trainings and learn new practices, I felt like this picture of this guy trying to push this massive boulder. Like I was almost trying to do the impossible, and I was still forced and relegated to this idea that I had to go and beg other people to send me a piece of business here and there. And so again, it's like anything else when you're trying to get momentum going. You keep seeking and finding truth, looking for ways to be able to improve your business. And that boulder, although it was heavy, little by little, I started to find some strategies that worked, really focusing on building a referral-based business, staying in touch with my sphere of influence consistently, being able to create top-of-mind awareness, which created trust and credibility with those people, and really inspired those offline referral conversations, those opportunities that when someone at work said, hey, I'm thinking about buying or selling or refinancing, then they would say, hey, give Michael a call. You can trust him. He's a good guy. And my phone would ring. And some of those strategies started to formulate, and that boulder started to move a little bit and started to build some momentum. And that's where it got really excited. And that's what I want to share with you today is that's possible for you and your business if you put the right strategies and systems in place that really give a foundation and a support to those same practices. See, in 1995, the simple practices of what you do to build a massive income in the mortgage industry is exactly the same as it is today. It's just that some of the tools have changed. The communication strategies have shifted, and so we have to embrace that, and we have to support that with the right systems so that you can take advantage of this as well. But the core, the foundations of marketing are the same, and I'm going to talk you through exactly how to do that today. Here's the deal. A lot of you have probably seen the show, the series The Matrix, right? And it's like the truth that's behind the wall of all this stuff. And again, I was seeking for this period of time and looking for those answers, the ways that I could be in control of my own destiny and put the right systems in place. This whole shift with technology that's happened over the last 10 years or so has really opened up some really great opportunities, but there's a code to it. There's a secret sauce, a system that you have to be able to understand to really be able to generate leads. You can spend tons of time and tons of money chasing after ideas that people will put up on it, like the bright, shiny object syndrome, that someone will tell you, hey, this will work, and so you invest in something. But until you really understand kind of what that code is and how it works, it's almost impossible to get results. And even if you do things like buying leads, there's other lead generation companies and good companies out there, but you're still basically relegated to paying them for their advice or paying them for leads in order to be able to gain your own success. And what I want to share with you today is that you can cut through this. I'm going to take literally 10 years of my own study, probably $100,000 of personal investment in courses and going to live events and meeting the best people in the business of understanding how this very specific skill relates to generating leads and taking control of your own business. I'm going to share that with you here today. So this is kind of funny. This is, if you remember Ralphie from A Christmas Story and the secret decoder ring, this is what I felt like as I was going through this process for the last 10 years, trying to figure out, because what I found is that not everybody will give you all of the pieces in one spot. They'll actually give you a little bit here in this course, and you got to get a little bit more in this course. You got to figure out how to go and sit down and use this tool to be able to create a landing page, and you have to use this other tool to create an autoresponder sequence, and you have to use this page or this tool to be able to learn how to copyright. And there was all these things, and I felt like Ralphie, trying to figure out with the secret decoder ring exactly how to piece all these things together. And I'm going to tell you, what I'm going to share with you today is an opportunity that you can actually cut through all that. You can actually take advantage, and there will be an offer at the end where you can take advantage of all of this training and skill that I put together and the proven results that we've been able to get, and you can literally snap your fingers and have a system like this, what I'm going to share with you, these tools, working for you. And I honestly believe at this point in the game, it is focusing on the highest and best use of your time, and outsourcing and automation are the key to being able to actually take advantage of what's available to you and create the highest level of income you can in your business. I'm not the only one that says that. Any high production coach, including Eric at Maximum Acceleration, would say, hey, you need to outsource and automate the things that are below your pay grade and go focus on the things that turn out the most dollars in your business. And that's exactly, again, what we're going to show you how you can do this today. Here's what I figured out. There's something that I call the lead generation amplifier, and this is the coolest idea that I think I can share with you. See, if you have the right tools in place and the right systems in place, you don't have to understand all the technical jargon. You don't have to understand exactly how they all work if you can outsource it to someone else who does at a cost-effective rate. But here's what's cool. Once you have this in place, it's like the volume knob on a stereo. You need more leads, you turn the volume up. You don't need any because you're busy, it's crazy, you're just trying to fight the fires of the stuff that's in the pipeline, then you just turn the volume down. But the bottom line is when you have the right systems in place, you can actually use that volume knob on just up and down anytime you need, and you instantly create results. And that, my friends, is what I think gives you the power. That's what gives you your time back. That's what gives you the comfortability that you know that next month you're going to have a recurring source of revenue because you have deals that are coming in the door and people that are picking up the phone and calling and asking you, and you've put systems in place that help you build trust and credibility over time, help clients sort themselves. And by the way, I'm going to show you how you have real estate agents coming to you asking for your advice and wanting to pay you to participate in your marketing programs. If you think that sounds like a good idea, give me a heck yeah in the question box. I want to make sure you're all engaged and participating. I want to see those responses if you guys think that is a good idea. Give me a heck yeah. Jeremy, great job. I appreciate your feedback. Come on, guys. There's got to be someone else out there. All right, Tiffany, awesome. Okay, now they're coming in. Yes, yeah, awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sometimes I get going on this and I get so excited, I get so wound up about what I'm talking about that I forget that there's all you people out there that I want to be engaged in the conversation as well. And that's what I'm going to show you right now. We're going to jump in. And guys, I'm going to show you some tactics. These are the real deal stuff. I'm going to show you scenarios that we're running for clients that are generating leads right now today, exactly what the leads are, how we run them. I'm going to give you the access to the systems in order to do that. So let's jump right into it. Let me go here. So one thing I just want to show you, this 12,981, I just put this slide on here because I want you to know this is our business. So MySMARTblog.com, we build, host, and maintain online marketing systems for mortgage loan officers primarily. That's the focus of our business. We also write and publish blog content on a daily basis and syndicate that through social media to create top-of-mind awareness. It's a referral-based marketing system. I'm not going to talk so much about content marketing today. That was last year's webinar that Eric was talking about. Maybe look in the archives, or he can send you a link and you can take a look at that. But that's a really important part of being able to have the right presence online and create what I call online local celebrity, which is really what helps to build your presence and helps you be able to generate that business. What I wanted to put on here is I wanted to show you this is what can happen when you have the right systems in place. So like once I finally cracked the code, I was Ralphie, and my decoder ring finally started working, and I figured out the system I'm going to show you today. This is the number of leads that we've generated at my company, 12,981 leads of people who have opted in for things that we've been giving away, tools that we've been providing in our market in order to find people who are interested and end up becoming customers. Now built a $1 million a year business in terms of our subscribers and people that we serve all over the country and in fact now internationally. So it really does work. That's the actual number from last night when I was putting the finishing touches on this presentation. That's the actual number of folks who have opted in. This stuff absolutely works. I can teach anybody how to do it if they want to learn. We can also implement it very cost effectively as well for folks. But here's the thing. This is what it looks like. This is what's called an online sales funnel. And some of you may have seen this before. We're going to talk about exactly what this looks like, but we're going to focus the top end because it really does matter how many people you get into the top of the funnel. So an online sales funnel, it starts out at the top with leads, and you want to get a lot of leads. Leads mean, guys, leads are not things where you have a full contact information with a telephone number and a request for a callback. That's not a lead. A lead is someone who has simply identified themselves in your local market as someone who's interested in what you have to offer, or some content or information that builds your expert authority, someone who has started the process of putting faith in you and trust in you and looking to you for advice for something that they need solved in their life. That's what a lead is, and it starts with a simple email address. Yep, email. With everything else that's been developed over time, email is still the single most important and effective way for you to communicate with people over time and build a system that will build, like I said, build trust and credibility and turn that person into a prospect, which is the next level down, and then lastly into a customer, which means dollars in your pipeline, and that's what gives you that time, freedom, and flexibility to go spend your time with the folks that you love, traveling, doing things that you have that you enjoy, and really being able to build the business of your dreams as well. So what we're going to focus on today is just simply that top end. How do I get people to start jumping into the funnel? I call that, again, building your local celebrity, getting in front of people on a consistent basis, giving them something of value, getting them to opt in and ask for information, and then put them in a situation where you can continue to communicate with them, sometimes automatically, in order to continue to build trust and credibility. So that's the way that this sequence works. It's a very simple representation, and yes, there are a lot of moving parts, and no, I can't give you all the details in 45 minutes, but what I can tell you is I can show you pretty comprehensively how you could actually start generating leads in your market right now today. So with that said, there's three things you have to do to be able to get leads. Again, we're just talking about that very top end of the funnel. The first thing you have to do is you have to be able to identify your prospects. There's a saying out there that the riches are in the niches. So if you're just saying, hey, I just want to find people who are going to buy a home, you know, in Louisville, right? Well, that's a pretty broad market. It's very difficult to market to a really broad market like that. What you can do, though, is you can pick out a specific type of person who wants to be able to buy a home. So maybe it's luxury home buyers in Louisville, right? And so you start to identify who the prospects are, and you start to build your marketing campaigns around things that would interest those types of people. So you know, you'd end up creating some ads and some landing pages and maybe an opt-in or a lead magnet that would be something that was relevant to people that wanted to own luxury homes in your area. And so you have to identify your prospects, know who it is you're going to market to, and figure out what it is that's keeping them up at night, what's worrying them, what are they laying in bed staring at the ceiling worried about. You know, for us in the business, it's probably like how we're going to get that next deal in the door, right? Oh my gosh, I got bills coming due. I need to be able to get some more deals in the pipe. But you know, you got to ask yourself, what is it that those prospects I'm interested in finding or interested in having them find me? What are they interested in? And how can I provide that to them in a way that's easy for them to get? It's a low commitment level to start the process, and really speaks to them. So the second thing you have to do is set up nets. I use a lot of fishing analogies in my presentations. I grew up in the back end of a commercial fishing boat on the southern coast of Oregon, and so you know I learned some of these ideas as a kid. You know, hey, if you want to be able to be successful as a fisherman, you got to know where the fish are, right? You go to the pond where there's the most fish available. So you don't want to be out you know, fishing in a desert. You know, so use things like the nets. You know, the idea is if you can cast nets, it's a lot better than the hunting analogy of going out finding one client at a time. Just set up a net, catch a whole bunch of them who are interested. The best, by the way, what I always use in my other presentation, I've got a slide of these fish that are jumping in the boat. And the idea is, hey, if you could set up your nets in a way where you actually let that funnel do the work and had the fish jumping in the boat of their own accord, wouldn't that be the best fishing of all? Let me tell you something. I'm going to show you how to set up some nets today that will get people, you know, asking for information. It gets them into that cycle. And eventually, if you set up your systems correctly, we'll have them jumping in your boat and picking up the phone and making a phone call. And the last piece is, how do you drive traffic? How do you actually get in front of people so that the right group of people see the stuff you're doing and you do it cost effectively so you don't have to pay for a lot of the riffraff, a lot of clicks that aren't in your niche, the people that are not in the segment you're trying to reach. So we're going to talk about those three things: how to ID prospects, how to set up the nets, and how to drive traffic. And I'm going to do that in a way where I'm going to show you some real tangible, specific examples. That was the title of this webinar: 3 guaranteed ways to be able to generate leads, and I'm going to show you exactly what those are. One tip here, here's a pro tip for you. One thing that I learned along the way in marketing in general. The hardest thing that you can do is try to get people to change their behavior. That's the hardest thing you can possibly ever try to do in marketing. But the easiest thing that you can possibly do is simply meet them where they already choose to be. Now, I'm going to share with you some statistics here in just a second that's going to show you where you should be spending your advertising and marketing dollars to reach people where they are here in just a second. But there's so much, I always like to throw this into my presentations because there's so much misinformation out there in the technology world, especially as it relates to relationship-based sales, telling people to chase down things like search engine optimization. Get on the front page of Google for luxury homes Louisville. Let me tell you something. It is absolutely so difficult to get there anymore. Even the SEO specialists don't know how to do it. They don't. All the old strategies that in the Hummingbird update, they all went away. You can't even really do it anymore. And so people are still convinced that they have to go out and spend all this time and energy to get the front page of Google when it's just the first step in a very long sequence of things to actually convert a paying customer. And by the way, it's fishing in the desert. Less than 10% of all transactions nationwide have been actually closed through an online generated lead that was something like that's a SEO-driven lead that's just pure without any relationship associated with it or wasn't cultivated over time. So it's just the wrong area to be fishing. And going back to the same thing, wouldn't you rather go to where over 75% of all transactions were closed, which is repeat and referral business? Let's go fish in the right pond where most of the fish are. My point with that is you got to go and find people where they're already hanging out. You don't want to have to change their behavior to go to your website if they weren't already going to go there. Just go meet them at the websites where they spend all of their time. With that said, let me show you some statistics. This is just a report that came out by Real Estate Tech Trends. It was the end of last year. Social media traffic of people that are going to real estate websites are spending 98% of their time on Facebook. 98%. LinkedIn is number 2, and I've always said that those are the 2 most important social networks for people in the real estate and mortgage space, Facebook and LinkedIn, but everything else combined is 1%. So 98% of the folks are on Facebook. These numbers are staggering, but it points very clearly to the fact that the 900-pound gorilla to be marketing right now is taking advantage of Facebook marketing. This is the breakdown of top referring websites in the real estate space. Again, 74% of all traffic coming into real estate, the monitored real estate websites by this monitoring company, came from Facebook. The others, Realtor.com, Zillow, and Trulia, and of course you know that Zillow and Trulia are now merged. But those 3 sites were only responsible for 23% of the traffic. All 3 of those, the biggest ones in the market. National Association of Realtors' own marketing site is still only responsible for 12% of the traffic. 74% of the traffic coming to real estate websites coming through Facebook. It is massive, the impact that this is. And the good news, it's the cheapest, easiest way to reach people, and you can do it. I'm going to show you how you can do it for pennies and get people clicking on your ads and coming to your website and getting that very targeted local traffic at the most cost-effective rate that's ever been available in history, and you can control your own destiny. This is the last slide on statistics I'm going to show you. This was just a report from January of 2015 by a company called Statista. You can go there and get all kinds of really cool statistics and information if you wanted to on all kinds of topics. But I wanted to show you this is the leading social networks. As of January 2015, Facebook had 1.36 billion users worldwide, and of course not all of those are here in the U.S., but that's worldwide numbers. They're far and away the biggest social network. People have been talking about Facebook's demise for years, and it just hasn't happened. The next 2 of those, QQ and QZone, are 2 Chinese companies. The 4th one, WhatsApp, is a company that was just acquired by Facebook. Then Facebook Messenger, which is of course Facebook. WeChat, another Chinese company, and then Google Plus coming in at the tail end of this particular slide. So again, Facebook is the 900-pound gorilla. It's really where we have to focus our time and attention. If we want to go and reach people where they choose to hang out, here's the thing. You can't change the fact that someone's pulling up their cell phone and looking at Facebook while they're standing in the grocery store line. You can't change that behavior. People are going to do it. It's the same people you're trying to reach. It's that luxury home buyer. It's the first-time home buyer. It's a person looking for a debt consolidation refinance because they messed up. And so those are the folks that you actually want to be able to reach in different ways to be able to, and again, segment them, target those markets. But that's how you get them, is you meet them where they already are and quit trying to change their behavior and get them to do things they weren't already trying to do. So here's the thing. Let me show you exactly now. I'm going to jump into the really tactical stuff. I just have a question on here too. Will this presentation PowerPoint be made available? I believe we are going to kick out the PDF copy of the slides, and I'm perfectly happy for you guys to have that as well. Okay, so this is one of our clients, James Cunahan. He's up in the Chicago marketplace. Let me tell you something. This piece of content, people always ask me, what kind of content should I be writing if I want to get exposure? What if I want to be able to get clicks? If I want people to actually be engaged in the content, what should I be writing? We've tested hundreds of pieces of content across all kinds of marketing programs for all kinds of loan officers across the country. This is the single most clickable piece of content we've ever put out. It works in every single market over and over again and drives a tremendous amount of clicks of home buyers in your local area. It's called 5 Small Signs That Indicate Much Bigger Problems with a Home. Now ask yourself this question. If the idea is we're trying to reach homeowners in your local market, and again, we can segment them by all kinds of variables. I'll show you that in a second. But if we're trying to reach homeowners in your local market and start to build brand and credibility, build your local celebrity, that expert authority that you're looking for, and start to get them to opt in and start at the top of your funnel, if they're already homeowners, what do they care about? Do you think that they care about what's going on with their home? Like, who wants to show up at home and have the water heater have busted and have now a $1,000 bill they weren't counting on, right? I mean, that is everybody's worst nightmare, right? I wasn't counting on having that bill, and now I got to make up for this. So here's the thing. When you start to write content that relates to their own fears, it inspires them to click. They want to know, what are the 5 small signs that indicate much bigger problems? And I wonder if I have those problems with my home. Holy crap, I'm going to click on this and find out. Here's the good news. When you run the ad on that piece of content in a place like Facebook, it doesn't look like an ad. It looks like added value content. They click on it, but when they click on it, where do they get to? They come back to your website. Now you've captured traffic from Facebook and you got them onto your website, and they have a much more higher likelihood or an opportunity to engage with you, especially if you offer them something for free that was also a deeper level of information about what they're already asking about. So that's the process. This is the secret sauce. I know I talk really fast, and I know you can't take notes, but he is recording, and so we're going to have this. You can actually watch this back. But that's the secret sauce, guys. Give them what they're interested in. It doesn't have to do with mortgages. That's not the point. What you want to do is get them to come to your site through content that they're interested in, stuff that applies to their fears, and that's what drags them in droves and gives you the opportunity now to start to collect their information, start to get a relationship started online, which then translates over time into developing personal relationships. And by the way, at the end of the day, what the gold standard is, I wish I had like some angelic music playing in the background right now, it would actually be the referrals, right? That's the long-term strategy. Even with your online marketing, in fact, I always tell people the way you start with your online marketing is you look at your offline marketing and see what's working, and then build systems online that will support and magnify that offline marketing. At the end of the day, the gold standard is and always will be referral business. The question is, how do you continue to grow your audience and be able to develop rapport with people to a degree that they become advocates for you out in the marketplace? If you're with me on that point, type in referral. Everybody should know how to spell referral, so type in referral in the question box and just let me know, would you like to have more referrals going on in your local market right now using these types of tools to support that? Good. All right. I'm getting tons of people writing referral. Thank you for that. I appreciate you guys staying tight in with me. So here's the thing. This is a great idea with content. If you take that away, write content that's similar to that, and run ads that are specific to people in your local market. Now, what we do is we write and publish that type of content every single business day for James and literally 600 other clients all across the country. Every single business day, we publish it to their website that we build, host, and maintain for them, and we syndicate it to their social networks as well. So it shows up on his Facebook business page also. Now, here's the key: just by showing up on the Facebook business page does not mean he's going to get exposure, because they've clamped down in Facebook now with what we call organic reach, almost zero. I have multiple different fan pages, some of them with 3,500 to 5,000 fans on them, and we only get about 1% organic exposure, meaning if we go and we do some really high-quality piece of content and post it to Facebook, only about 1% of the people who have liked our page will actually see the content anymore. It used to be about 14% about a year ago. Again, when they've gone to their advertising-driven model, they clamped it down to almost zero. So you really do have to amplify the content with advertising. But again, the good news is that it's still very inexpensive to be able to leverage and amplify that. What you don't want to do, by the way, is don't use the boost button. That's like advertising on training wheels. You don't get the most cost effectiveness. It's really simple to go ahead and just set up an actual ad dashboard, or you can have us do it for you, and then you'll actually get the most bang for your buck. But here's what this looks like. So that we go and set up this ad that's running for this traffic, pushing traffic back to James' site. It's that same piece of content that we syndicated to his Facebook page. So he didn't have to go write any of this stuff. He just actually now ran an ad on that actual post that we syndicated to his Facebook page. But here's what we did: is we targeted around the Schaumburg, Illinois area homeowners between the ages of 25 and 65 with an income range from $30,000 to $100,000. So again, this is a relatively targeted group of people. It's still a broader group than what I would like to see at 680,000 people in the audience. You want to be about 100,000 to 200,000 as your audience would be the optimal thing. But the bottom line is, even with that, we still know that there are people that are within 50 miles of his home. They also have a reasonable income range, and they're in an age range, and they're all homeowners. We know that through the statistics, the metrics that Facebook both collects on their own as well as they pay for to make a broader group of targeting options available for their advertisers. So that's the setup on this. Now here's the results. So we ran this, and this was running for about 3 weeks. But for this ad, and all that we were doing was pushing content back to the site. This is just an exposure ad to build that local celebrity and get people engaged with his brand, get people engaged with his website. In that about 3 weeks period of time, he was seen by people in that demographic, by 2,484 people. He got 193 clicks to his website over that course of time as well. And here's the thing, guys. He only spent $19.92, about 10 cents per click, to get people to come to his website. I don't know if any of you guys know, and if you did know, I'd love to see you type it into the box just to validate what I know. But if you're running a Google AdWords campaign right now on something to do with the mortgage industry, you know what the cost per click on that's going to run? I can tell you that the last statistic I saw was between $18 and $22 a click. $18 and $22 a click, that's just a click. That doesn't even mean they've even filled anything out. That just means someone clicked to your website. It could be your competition clicking, and you're paying for them to click to your website. It's terrible. 10 cents cost per click. Now, yes, that's really low, and not every market gets the same. I'm going to show you the same ad, different markets, a little bit different pricing. My point is that 2,500 people saw him in 3 weeks that are in that demographic, in his local marketplace, that learned who he was, and it was so inexpensive to do. This is the way you start to build local celebrity and get to people that understand who you are and what you do. Imagine doing that in your local real estate community or targeting other professionals that you want to become known by. You can run ads on any of those demographics in Facebook. Here's another guy, John Lawrence. He's out in California. People ask all the time, well, don't I have to have unique content? Don't I have to sit down and spend hours writing up something that's on my own that, so only I have it? The answer is absolutely not. The good quality content that works, it works in your market just like it worked in California. It works in Chicago. It worked down in Louisiana with one of our friends, Brandon. It works anywhere in the country. The content, as long as it applies to the person that you're targeting, it doesn't matter that it's unique to you. It just matters that it's relevant to them. It gets them to click and come back to your website. That's the point. So the exact same piece of content, here's what John's results were. So this was for a period of time that was just about a month. He got 3,356 people who saw this piece of content in their Facebook newsfeed. Again, he's reaching them where they already are. He got 153 people to click on that piece of content and come to his site for an average cost of 23 cents per click, $34.83. If you think about that for a second, would you pay 23 cents to get someone who's a live body in your marketplace that's identified by those metrics? They're a homeowner. They have income that's verifiable. They are someone that's like within 25 miles of your local area. Within that age range, it makes a difference. You want to focus on reverse mortgages? Well, you can target that age bracket. But for 23 cents a click to get traffic to your site, would that make sense? Absolutely, right? So that's exactly what these guys did. So here's the thing. That's the first thing, a simple traffic campaign to get people driven based on content. The second thing is I want to show you a better way to get agents. So this is an ad that we just were running for some of our partners. This is Brandon, actually, with Intelligent Mortgage down in Louisiana. And we just launched this campaign not too long ago, simply using a tool that agents would want. So 5 elements of the perfect listing presentation. So we have this lead magnet, something that's interesting to them, to help them be able to get their next listing. Of course, you can show them some tools on how to do a better job at listings. The idea is that they would probably be more likely to send you business as well. And so this is the exact ad that we ran in our system. We give you the exact ad copy. We give you all the tools to be able to promote it with, the actual downloadable information and the images, everything. But that's the ad that we ran. And this is the landing page. So in this case, on his SmartBlog, which is our blogging platform, we built a simple little landing page with the details, a little bit of copy on it, a picture of the ebook, and a simple little form for them to fill out. This is all hosted right within our blogging platform, so you don't have any third-party services that you need for this particular one. And we launched this just to see how many agents in his local market would actually start filling out the form and asking for the free copy, the free information. Here's the good news. Anytime an agent opts in for information, you can 95% of the time you can get full contact information just by Googling their name or their phone number, name or their email address. So you actually get full contact information even when they just give you something as simple as an email address. But this was the thing, the opt-in form. Here was the results from 2 of our clients. Neither one of these are brand new. These are two other clients. But and in these cases, you can just see that the clicks in this case these were running for about 1 week each. And so in one case, we got 26 clicks in the local market. And by the way, what we're targeting, these are only people that use the title real estate agent or realtor or some derivative of that in their actual title on their Facebook profile. So it's very targeted. You're only paying for clicks of people who are actually, fit in that demographic. In this case, you got 26 clicks and for a total of $34.95 spent in the course of that period of time. Actually, I guess that looks like closer to about 2 weeks. So about 14 days, spent $34, got 26 people clicking to his website, agents in the local marketplace looking for this. And the second one I have here, 36 clicks in about the same period of time. By the way, seen by 1,300 people, 1,300 that all fit that idea. They're all real estate agents in the local community, and spent a total of $29. So these absolutely work. This is a list of 6 different people in different areas of the country running this exact same ad campaign. So Michigan, California, Illinois, Louisiana, Illinois, and all of them, I showed here the number of views that they got, the number of clicks that they actually got, the number of opt-ins. So these are actual agent opt-ins. These are leads generated that create opportunities to make callbacks and start to open a relationship with someone who could then turn into both a partner to advertise online, but also, of course, a referral partner offline. So those are the number of days they were run, the amount of money they invested in each of those campaigns, and the actual cost per lead for the agents that they captured through that opt-in form right on their own website. Now, again, this is a very simple campaign to run and set up. All of the tools are available in what I'm going to share with you as well. If you want to do it on your own, you can. If you want us to do it for you, we've got an option for that as well. But these are the types of results. We absolutely, with our agent marketing campaigns, we guarantee results that those opt-ins will happen in your marketplace. Here's an example of how you actually take that lead and turn it into business. This is Glenn Rodriguez. He's out in the San Francisco area, so it's a tough market for real estate out there, high prices. He got a lead from our system, same exact type of marketing system that I'm showing you here, one of our agent marketing systems. And when he got the lead, we have a live testimony of him talking about this in one of our mastermind recordings. But the difference is he was emailing them at first, just sending them an email trying to check in, and no one was responding. I kept telling him, look, just pick up the phone and introduce yourself. Just confirm that they got the ebook they asked for. You don't have to try to sell them. It's customer service. Just pick it up and open the conversation. So he finally did that. He calls this agent up, picks up the phone, opens a conversation with him. He talks about how it quickly transitioned. He was nervous about they were going to ask him about online marketing. He said he didn't even talk about online marketing. It quickly transitioned into a really high-value call of him talking about the type of service he provided. The end of the call resulted in them inviting him into their office to do an office presentation. Let me tell you something, guys. What you're looking for here with this type of lead generation, it's not going to have someone I always tell people, it's not going to drop a deal on your desk. What it's going to do is open an opportunity for a conversation where you can pick up the phone, start a conversation, start to build a relationship, and that at the end of the day is what's going to generate business. The return on investment in your online marketing should show up in your offline marketing world. It should show up in your bank account. We already know how stuff gets into your bank account. We just have to leverage that. We have to support it, and we have to really magnify that. So here's an example number 3. I'm trying to go through this in pretty quickly here because I know we're running up on time. So number 3, this is a really popular thing. Now here's the thing is, so again, working with real estate agents, of course, is a double-edged sword, right? Sometimes it's almost like a necessary evil. Sometimes, and don't get me wrong, I had a lot of good agent partners, a lot of good friends. My point is I don't want to be under their thumb. Like I was saying at the very beginning. But what happens is if you start partnering with them in a way where you can actually bring value and bring marketing to the table that generates leads, you shift that balance of power. You start to take the power back and say, no, I'm the one that's creating the marketing. I'm the one that's creating the leads. You now need to basically apply to work with me. And that's the methodology that I would prefer to go to market with. I think you're probably with me on that. So if that's the case, then this will make sense to you. So here's the thing is this is a foreclosure list. One of the most popular things that people continue to opt in for and ask for information is foreclosure lists in their local market. People are always looking for a good deal. And so this is a way to identify potential buyer leads. People are looking to buy properties through this foreclosure list. Now, of course, you probably don't have access to a foreclosure list because you're not a licensed real estate agent, but you definitely can partner with local agents who can provide a foreclosure list, or maybe a title company who can provide that list. There's also one tool, and I believe it's called RealBird. A friend of mine, Ryan, they use this in their business, Reticulous. And so I believe that will actually give you a limited list of foreclosures, and it's free, and you don't have to have a license for it. I can get you more details on that later if you want. But the point is that when you set up a system, this is a simple opt-in page that all they can do when they come to it. So you run an ad based on this list of foreclosures, targeting people in your local area. They come to this page. All they can do is literally enter their email or leave. You offer this niche-focused property search, and then we're going to show you here how to add a second-step survey to create hotter leads and actual like refinance leads right away or purchase leads right away. So let's jump into that. Here's what an opt-in page looks like. I'm going to share with you a way to get free access to an opt-in page builder. It's drag and drop, super easy to use, and it actually has these templates that you can literally just copy right in it. It's called, so this one is where people would go in, you would drive, this is the landing page they'd come to. All they can do is enter their email to get access to the list that they were looking for when they clicked on the ad on Facebook. The second step, though, what's really cool is that there's this second step survey. So the survey just says, hey, let me ask you a couple of questions. And so what best describes you? Are you looking for a property to live in? Are you an investor? Do you have a property to sell? What price range? And then the financing questions. Are you going to be buying with cash? Are you already pre-approved? Do you need financing? And in Red it says, I need financing. Send me details about any special programs you might know about. Well, that's meant to trigger this opportunity for conversation. And then we have a place to even put their phone number. And potentially, once in a while, you actually get someone who wants a phone call. So they'll put their phone number in, and then they click the button to complete the survey and go to the foreclosure list. So, and then the next step is so you can use these two-step surveys. After they've already opted in, you already captured their email address, just a real simple survey that's non-committal. It's not required, but you can start to yield more information and get very specific and direct leads right away. Again, this is something that's already built into what I'm going to be sharing with you. You don't have to create all this stuff yourself. These tools and systems are already put in place. So the other thing here is driving traffic to your trap. Here's the deal. Facebook ads are far and away the best option right now. I've already gone over that enough. Not going to beat that horse to death. But also just remember, integrate the marketing tools into your existing assets. So any email signature you have, if you've got a blog or a website that you can add content to, be adding content and specifically directing people to these opt-in funnels based on their interest level. You can run a YouTube channel and create videos. Obviously, your Facebook profile, you can use that to promote. But again, if you're gonna use Facebook, just remember you really have to amplify it with ads. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. You're not going to get any traction if you're just updating content, but not actually really amplifying that with ads. So again, this is a sample Facebook ad for that particular thing. This is, again, a test. They've been running this. It absolutely works. They actually created 18 actual leads for $32 in 7 days, running this very simple campaign, very simple ad, pushing people directly to that landing page and getting them to opt in for that free list. And again, understand that the idea here is if you're running this ad, you're going to partner with an agent, let them be part of the process. And if it were me and I'm setting up the technology, or I've paid someone to set up the technology, then I'm going to tell the agent that their part is to pay for the advertising spend. So at the end of the day, I'm going to go out and find agents who want to pay to play, and they're willing to basically offset my cost of advertising, so I get free advertising. And now I get a whole bunch of different nets cast out there. I'm working with different people to generate leads, and I'm in control. That to me just seems like a smart way to do business. Here's the last one I'm going to share with you. Is example number 4. I know we said 3, but I'm going to give you 4 because I just always want to over deliver. So this lease to own 7-step video course series is a really popular thing right now. A lot of people are damaged with credit. They're kind of nervous. They don't know exactly how to get into another home. And so a lot of people are looking for information on this lease purchase. Well, we have this 7-step lease purchase video course. You don't even have to do the videos yourself. And it's the same idea. If you run the ad, that they can lease to own. They come to the landing page. They have to enter their email or leave. They get a free 7-part video course telling them what they need to be aware of on a lease option or a lease purchase. And then you use that same second-step survey. So this is what it looks like. That's what a landing page looks like. Free 7-video course about how to lease, purchase, or rent to own in a home in your particular area. And again, with the tool I'm going to show you, this is just self-replicating. You can actually replicate this landing page, and it's automatic. You don't have to build all this stuff yourself. So it's really simple to implement. The second thing here is just that second step, simple little questionnaire that asks some questions. That it's optional. They don't have to put anything in here, but many times they'll see it since they're already in the process. They've already committed to one thing. There's studies out there that show once someone commits to something, they're more likely to commit to a second thing. So anyway, some of them fill this out. That gives you more detail and information. That creates a hotter lead. And you can even put your contact information on there as well. And then it goes directly to the lease purchase video course. And again, on the page that you build, you would have your contact information, something that brands you and gives them an incentive to get a hold of you, or at least to be receptive of the emails that you send and that continuing conversation. So that's the lease purchase videos course. That's the 4th advertising program that is working right now. Here's a few more examples. A great one is what's mine worth. That can lead to some refinance leads. People want to know what their property's worth. Obviously, partner with an agent to be able to get access to a simple estimate or a market value analysis of their home. A new construction list, if you want to work with builders, go out and supply a new construction list of new properties in the area that are being built, feature builders. There's a whole bunch of different things you can do for marketing that, and you can go and engage the builders themselves to participate in the advertising, to drive buyer leads, and work in tandem with them. It's another great opportunity to start to do if you want to get into construction loans. Luxury homes list, again, focusing at a certain demographic level, great way to go. You can build all of these simple, again, once you know that sequence, I keep saying simple. Listen, everything takes a little bit of a learning curve, but once you know the sequence, you can apply this to any niche you want to. You can create partnerships with anyone you want to, and the value that you bring to that partnership is massive because no one else knows how to do this stuff. Believe me, I've spent, again, 10 years and $100,000 and who knows how many hours trying to figure this stuff out and finally put systems together that absolutely work. And I'm willing to share all this with you guys. So here's the thing. When you control the leads, you control your destiny. That's the bottom line. That's, at the end of the day, that's what this presentation is all about. When you control the leads, you control your destiny. If you don't control leads, you're then subject to the destiny. Your destiny is subject to whatever someone else wants you to do or requires of you. And that's, in my opinion, an A-type personality kind of a driver. It's never the best place to be. I want to be in control. So here's the thing. You can, in this case, you can share all of your leads with good agent partners. I highlighted and emphasized good because now you get to select the ones you want to work with. When you have something that's so powerful and so valuable, you now get to pick and choose the people who you actually do business with. And that totally changes the game. Just the level of confidence you get when you know you've got something that works and you know that they're all looking for it, the way you walk into the office is different. The way you show up to a meeting is different. The way that you actually shake their hand is different. Everything about your life changes when you're in control. And that's the point, is when you have systems and tools and processes in place that they don't have and you know you can do the job better than they can, your life changes for the better. And I've had that experience and I just want to share that same thing with you. Here's the thing. Again, use those agents, the ones that want to participate. And again, you get to choose the horses in your stable at this point. It's like you got a group of thoroughbreds out there. You want to continually be looking for the best quality agents. When you will control the leads, you control your destiny. You get to go select the agents and only work with agents who are willing to be diligent, who are willing to provide the stuff on time, the ones that are willing to call people back if needed, to be able to do the work of actually solidifying the leads if they need to. All the work that needs to happen to be able to keep those relationships happening, and of course to be, I guess, well, in my opinion, I'm not originating anymore, so I can say it, but I want that agent to be committed, right? I want them to be captive to me. So obviously you can share in the advertising spend. I would get them to pay the bill. You want to keep kosher with RESPA, but at the same time you're already investing in the technology. That can be your investment. Get them to pay the advertising spend. It's a great way to offset and create a budget. I think it would be I think it would be very possible for you to go out and get $1,000 a month in advertising spend, offset by other people participating in very targeted marketing campaigns in your local market. If you want to work with me on that to develop it, talk with Eric. We've got a coaching program lined up with Maximum Acceleration, and I personally work with you to be able to get that done. It's something that once you have the tools in place, pretty easy to get people to kick in money for the advertising campaigns. And don't forget about other referral sources. We only talked about agents today, but what about any other people that are involved in the housing process? That one that I showed you, that piece of content, simply engaging with a handyman or a home repair company or some other kind of trades company who would want to participate in the advertising spend there and get access to leads that are generated through an opt-in form for a deeper level, maybe a free walkthrough of their home, or even an ebook or something that has to do with how to make sure that their house is in good shape. Here's the bottom line, guys. Smart marketing equals time and money. When I say smart marketing, it's outsourcing and automating things that you don't need to do yourself to be able to drive leads and get more attention. That's, at the end of the day, what gives you time and money. It puts you on the beaches of the world. It allows you to have the income that you've always dreamed of, but you do have to make a decision. It doesn't happen just automatically. And the biggest mistake that you can make, in my opinion, is trying to go and learn every single thing yourself. You have to, at some point, there's a saying out there, too, that says, if you don't have an assistant, you are one. And at the end of the day, what I'm going to show you here is you can have a full-time marketing assistant running all that content marketing, blogging, everything there for $3.25 a day. If you don't think that that's a great investment for your business, then, again, I would rethink the strategy, because you have to actually focus on what income level you want to be at and make sure you're outsourcing and automating the things that you know need to be done, but you shouldn't be spending your own time doing. So here's the thing. I'm going to jump in real quick. Just tell you, I got a special bonus offer for you guys that we are doing. It's a 100% done for you program. Our business is all about done for you. See, I believe in, again, outsourcing and automation. Most of this technology stuff you don't need to be doing yourself. And so basically you're going to get a full implementation of the tools that I showed you today. There's three full lead campaigns, guaranteed results with the agents. Plus, you get private one-on-one marketing strategy coaching with me if you participate as well. You go to MySMARTblog.com/max in order to take advantage of it. I'm not going to go through all the details of this other than to tell you our full-service program means that we set up your entire Facebook ads dashboard. We install the tracking pixels onto your website to get retargeting happening so you can actually follow the people who visit your website and retarget ads back to them. It's a complete installation of all the best tools available in Facebook marketing today. We set the entire thing up. We set up, in this case, 3 campaigns. There's the first 2 campaigns, which are our agent marketing campaign and our local traffic campaign that we set up. And as an added bonus, we're setting up one of the other direct-to-consumer lead generation campaigns that I shared with you today that you get. And again, you get private coaching with me as well. You get access to our bi-weekly lead generation mastermind group and a whole bunch of other stuff included in this package. In this case, you get 3 different bonuses. So you get a 60-day trial membership to leadbarrel.com, which is the CRM tool that has those landing pages, easily able to just copy those landing pages and use them for your own campaigns. It includes the CRM system. It includes the follow-up autoresponder sequences. Everything that you need to have is right in that system. You get a free 60-day trial membership to that included. You also get, that's where you get your choice of either the lease-to-own video course, the What's Mine Worth, or the free foreclosure list sales funnels, completely set up and done for you and your agent partner. So that includes that second step survey on all of those. And the other bonus that I'm throwing in this time that I've never done before is we're actually giving you our SmartBlog starter package marketing system. And that actually is a full SmartBlog. It's a WordPress-based website, including the social syndication piece that pushes it out to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google+. And it includes daily mortgage content going out. And again, that's free for 60 days. You're saving a $197 setup fee. After that, it's just $97 a month, which is that $3.25 a day investment. But we're, again, building, hosting, and maintaining the site for you, writing and publishing your content, syndicating to social media. And once you have your dashboard set up through this program, you can simply just run these ads and push content or push traffic back to your site. It's a $597 one-time investment. That's for if you want us to do everything. That's completely done for your system. There is a second option. I don't want it to be confusing, but if you don't want to have us do it all yourself and you want to do it all yourself, everything I've showed you today is available in our Mortgage Sales Funnels website. And so you just go to that same page, click on the bottom. It's only $97 to set up. You get access to the training, the video training of all of those sales funnels. You still get the free 60-day membership to leadbarrel.com in order to access the actual landing pages and everything. It's just that you do it all yourself. You don't have us doing all the work for you. And that's just $97. So there's 2 different price points. If you want everything done for you, $597 one-time investment, we put that together, and it includes our SmartBlog starter package as well, which is a huge savings. And if you want to do it all yourself, it's just $97. So with that said, okay, this is what it looks like. That's our starter package. That's a bonus. This is Lead Barrel. That's what that looks like. You get a free 60-day trial to Lead Barrel and all the tools associated with that. And this is MortgageSalesFunnels.com, where all of the training is in order to, if you want to go the $97 option, or if you go to $597, you still get access to MortgageSalesFunnels.com as well with all the step-by-step videos, and you can look at all the training there too. So with that said, Eric, I know that I'm probably just a little bit long, and so I want to just jump back over and see if you have anything you want to add.
Okay. Well, a couple of things, guys. You know, as Michael's introduced you to these concepts and ideas, obviously, you know, the 3 keys here that Michael shared with us is one is you've got to be targeted and specific to a particular niche, and the easiest way to do that is through Facebook. Secondly, you have to have an attractive offer and a landing page that ad directs them to, and then 3, you've got to have a sales funnel in place. Okay, so a couple of questions that we've got here that I wanted Michael to address just to clarify. There's a question of the $597 or the $97 program. Guys, if you think about the ROI, or return on investment, from the $597 package, Michael will set up your first 3 fully dialed in, fully loaded, and ready to start generating leads campaigns for you. He and his team will go into your Facebook account, do all the setup and everything for you with all of the content and everything. It's you handle the money and it's done type of process, okay? If you want to do it yourself, by the way, that's the $597 package, is they do everything for you. The $97 packages, they give you all the content. They give you the second step surveys. They give you the ads and the landing pages. They give you the access to the material training on how to go deeper into the mechanics of how to set up each individual page. And that's $97 is the do-it-yourself version. But even the $597 done-for-you version, I mean, you go back to looking at some of the statistics that Michael shared with you. I mean, 193 click-throughs on a Facebook ad campaign for the guy in Chicago for $19, or, well, $19.92 for 193 click-throughs, which are real leads, real people that indicated that had something interest in doing something different with their housing situation. Now, if your pull-through percentage is less than 1%, that's 2 new loans you've closed. And I can guarantee you, with that level of targeted advertising, my expectation would be based on general statistics. And by the way, Michael, this is one of those questions that one of the guests asked on the program today is, okay, the number of leads, what's the actual conversion from lead to closed loan in your experience? It's like, for example, with the targeted campaign with the gentleman from Chicago. Do you happen to know what his actual closing ratio was from those 193 leads?
You know, that's something that's really hard to track because, no, so the simple answer is no, because first of all, we don't go through and get specific statistics because we can't control the process beyond how we drive the traffic. Once it gets to the site, they get engagement. We don't know. And I'll be honest with you, the breakdown is that generally speaking, people who generate the leads don't follow up with them. So it really depends. What we know is successful, like the ones that we can track better is the agent marketing because it's easier to be able to get access to those. So what we know is those actually, the people who pick up the phone and make the phone calls to the leads when they make themselves available are the people that win and end up getting relationships. Those relationships turn into transactions. There isn't really any way for us to actually track all the way through and say, you know, you drove this many click-throughs from from an advertising campaign and it specifically led to a transaction because we just don't have access to the information.
Okay. Well, what I can address for the guests who had that question is you guys saw Brandon Abaddon in Michael's program. Brandon is actually one of our active coaching clients in one of the Maximum Acceleration program, in our one-on-one coaching program, and he and his team actually do follow up on those leads very effectively. Now, the 26 agents that click through to his offer for the free ebook that Michael introduced you to on today's program, Brandon has used that to generate 2 new partnerships with agents this year. Since January, he's added 2 new realtors that have turned into 3 additional closings since January. So his ROI on working with this system, if you equated, you know, even rough guess that his company makes around $4,000 a transaction for, you know, relatively low. I mean, he's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Let's be honest, his average purchase price is like $125,000. His actual cash flow return on the investment for his participation with this program has been a couple thousand % return. He's generated a little over $10,000 in revenue for a $597 investment. That's a pretty good ROI.
That's great information. Thank you for that. I need to put that down.
Well, definitely, guys. Other questions that you have, feel free to go ahead and post them in here. You know, you know, obviously the key to this system is using these concepts and strategies to niche and focus on the people who really are, you know, the demographics that help you identify people who are at a time, stage, or place in life where they're likely to be wanting to make a change in their housing is how you want to target your advertising. And like I said, these tools and materials are a great way to be able to get you leads that you can then control the flow of so that you're in charge of your own destiny. And that's really what today's program is all about, is how you are no longer a victim of the market, where your marketing and your activity and volume of marketing drives your performance results, because that's what the game's all about. All right, so other questions, Michael, did you see and hear any of the questions that really are jumping out at you that you would like to answer?
Give me just a quick second here.
All right, while Michael is doing that, I'm gonna shift gears just a little bit. I want to share, some of you have asked a question about what is maximum acceleration and what do we do. Some of you are new to our audience. Obviously, you know, we are a training and development company for mortgage and real estate professionals. We've spent the better part of the last 12 years building and refining system strategies and tools that help massively accelerate the growth and business development of mortgage and real estate professionals. That is our dedicated focus, and that's all we are here to do, is help you get from where you are to where you want to be as fast as humanly possible. We do have a couple of different programs that we use for that purpose. And so I'm going to spend just a couple of minutes here towards the end of this program to just kind of introduce you briefly to the programs that we offer at Maximum Acceleration. In addition to the free webinar series, which you are welcome to participate in at any time, we do offer 3 additional levels of service. We have a library of home study course materials, which you can get from our website, that I'll introduce how to get to there. We have group and on-site training programs, anywhere from half-day workshops to full 3-day immersion boot camp training style programs, as well as group coaching programs available to a team of originators or individuals who want to participate in sort of a masterminding program. And we also offer one-on-one personal coaching. To get access to any of our group coaching programs, the best place to go is to our main website. If you go to mxlcoach.com, mxlcoach.com/shop.html, it will take you directly to our shopping cart page, or you can go to our mxlcoach.com or mxlcoach.com website, click on the shop tab, and then in the very top paragraph, there's how to access our online store, where you can check out our library of home study course material programs. These are video coaching programs that are designed to walk through step-by-step training programs and implementation. Like, for example, the Double Your Income with Power Partners is a 6-part series that teaches you how to build, establish, and maintain high profit, high loyalty, and highly committed business partnerships with realtors, financial planners, insurance agents, and any other potential strategic business development partner that could be a steady stream of 6, 8, 10, 12 deals a year that you can access. Also, one of our latest released programs was a 2-day intensive training conference of some of the newest technology and some of the best practices of the top originators from 2014 in the Performance Power Up program. It was a 2-day online training conference, over 19 speakers, 18+ hours of training content on all the best practices to power up your business for 2015. It includes a step-by-step walkthrough of how to build a growth strategy for yourself as you move forward in 2015. That's available on that website. That's available, by the way, a $200 discount from the regular price. If you use the discount code ONDEMAND, ONDEMAND, you can save $200 on that program. Of course, if you're interested in group or one-on-one coaching programs, the best way to get access to that is just give us a call or jump on the website, or if you want to go ahead and post in the Q&A right now that you'd like to take advantage of a no-cost, no-obligation strategy session. For example, Mikel is one of our coaches and offers a coaching program on how to increase the capture ratio and how to massively power up the implementation of some of the concepts and ideas that Mikel offers. He offers a one-on-one coaching program. If you'd like to get access to that opportunity, simply go ahead and post in the Q&A in the webinar platform right now the best phone number and email address for being able to access today's program, or to let us know that you'd like access to the strategy session. So go ahead and go to, if you go to mxlcoach.com/strategy, you can let us know that you're interested in taking advantage of one of those no cost, no obligation one-on-one strategy sessions. Just simply the best way we've found to help people understand the value of coaching is to experience it. And by going ahead and taking advantage of that no cost, no obligation strategy session, you'll be able to find out what you get some one-on-one guidance and support. You'll get some great tools and strategies to implement a lot of the best practices and ideas that we've introduced you to in today's program, or other issues or opportunities for growth. And then from there, you'll find out whether coaching is the right fit for you or not, and if and when and how to proceed. So again, if you'd like to take advantage of a no-cost, no-obligation 1-hour coaching session with one of our coaches or with Mikel, go ahead and just post in the Q&A section of the platform that you'd like to take advantage of a strategy session. Again, give us the best phone number and email address so that we can coordinate scheduling with you, because there are only a handful of slots available each week for those strategy sessions. They are filled on kind of a first-come, first-served basis. So with that, there's a question that came in, Mikel. Why don't you, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and address this for the folks. There was a question about, is there any sort of long-term contract with the program? It's $597 to get started, by the way. Is there any ongoing monthly cost beyond that? You know what? Mikel, are you there?
Yeah. I'm here. Okay, good. Yeah, on the contracts question, no, we don't have any kind of contracts. I don't believe in them. I believe that we should earn your business every single month, and if we aren't earning your business, then you shouldn't continue to pay us money. However, I will want to find out why. We want to fix it if there's a problem, but no contracts at all on any of our products. The question about is that the Facebook marketing program, this implementation program, is $597 one time, and there's no ongoing commitment necessarily on that. Once those tools are set up, you can actually run them yourself. That's why we give you the coaching. We'll show you how to do it. And you can actually, if you want to, with a little bit of invested time, learn how to run those campaigns yourself. We do have a couple of options. One of them is we're giving you our starter SmartBlog system, which is normally a $197 setup fee. We're waiving the setup fee, giving you 2 months free of that, which is normally $97 a month. And that's our full content marketing system, the one that we've shared with you previously on this program. And so we want you to be able to use that because it really ties in the best way to market online marketing is using content. So we're giving you 2 full free months of that as well. That's a $400 value that we're giving you at no cost. If you want to continue with that beyond that second month after 60 days, then it would be $97 a month, which is our monthly membership in our SmartBlog marketing system if you'd like to do that. So that would be the only commitment. That's optional. You don't have to do it, although I believe it's a great investment. That's what I was talking about. For $3.25 a day, you have a full-time marketing assistant writing your content, publishing to social media, giving you all the tools you need to stay in front of the right group of people and drive that repeat referral business.
Absolutely, guys. And if you, I mean, this is a little bit different program than the product than what Michael is introducing on today's program, but you really ought to check out the MySmartblog.com website. It's an incredibly powerful system that will dramatically increase your visibility. Like one of our other clients, Christina Livingston from Tennessee, as Michael used to talk about her results on previous webinars, but she exploded her market. Literally added within, I think, about 4 months of being on the MySmartblog program, added 9 new referral partners that were worth approximately 12 to 15 new leads a month for purchase deals by leveraging that system through MySmartblog.com, just by getting her visibility and becoming that local celebrity in her market with her content through the MySmartblog program. And for $97 a month, I mean, it's like, can you afford not to?
Yeah. It's funny. Actually, that slide was in my slide deck, and I was trying to shorten it up. I always get caught up with too much. I tried to push too much content into the presentation, but I took that one out because I do use it a lot. But Christina's, her live audio testimonials right on our site too. You can go and listen to in her own words. She talks about the value of that local celebrity and what that's done for her business.
It's been huge for her. I mean, it's revolutionized her business, especially when you listen to her actual story. She was a realtor. She was a loan officer who was 4 or 5 years in the business, had been totally focused on refinance, was kind of an order taker, call center type loan officer, and realized when the refis dried up in 2014, she went 2 months, or 2013, she went like 2.5 months without closing a single loan. And to experience the kind of turnaround she did in her business as a direct result of working with MySmartblog and the value that it created for her and her business, she's a huge raving fan of the system and what it can do. All right, guys, so go ahead and if you wouldn't mind, post any of those additional questions. Michael, we're getting a little bit of a feedback loop on your mic, so I'm going to mute you out here for just a second. But for those of you still hanging online, go ahead and feel free to go ahead and post those questions into the Q&A at this time. Again, if you do want to take advantage of those strategy sessions, again, it is a no-cost, no-obligation, 1-hour live coaching session with Michael or one of our expert coaches here at the Maximum Acceleration Coaching Team. The best way to let us know that you'd like to participate in one of those sessions is to go ahead and post that request in the Q&A platform right now. Let us know you'd like to take advantage of one of those strategy sessions and to go ahead and give us the best phone number and email address where we can reach you to schedule, where our scheduling team can coordinate the booking of that appointment and the logistics of how to connect with our coach for the appointment. So go ahead and let us know if you wouldn't mind through the chat. that you're interested in participating in that program. Again, of course, those of you watching this on video that were not here or not participating live in today's program, you're welcome to go to our mxcoach.com/strategy website, and you can fill out the e-form right there on the website to let us know that you're interested in scheduling a strategy session. Otherwise, the last thing I want to do, and this is how I close out every one of these webinar programs, is you guys have invested the time to participate and to gather this information that's presented. And thank you again very much to Michael, who's a wealth of information and a tremendous amount of knowledge and content that he's provided to you today. But here's the practical reality. Knowledge without action is useless. Only the ideas you implement have value in your business. So before you do anything else, before you check that next email, before you return that next voicemail, take 2 to 3 minutes to create an action plan to do something with the ideas that you've gained from today's program. And you've already invested a little over an hour of your time. Why leave it there? Why not take it one step further? So ask yourself a couple of follow-up questions. One, what was the most valuable thing you heard in this program? The one thing you want to implement first. You can come back to the video later and pick up idea 2, 3, 10, 12, 15 later. But what's the one idea you want to execute immediately? 2, what specific action or actions do you need to take to make that a part of your daily business? In other words, create your step-by-step action plan. 3, by when will you have that action implemented? Set specific target dates for completing those actions. And then 4th, who are you going to share that plan with and ask them to hold you accountable to that action plan? Part of the reason we do this is back in 1993, there was a Brigham Young University research study by Brigham Young University, and it talked about what it took to create ideas and get them into action. And they basically found out if you did these 4 things, if you had a specific goal, if you had a step-by-step action plan, and you had targeted milestones for completing of those action plans, then you shared that action plan with somebody and asked them to hold you accountable to following through on it. If you did those 4 things, you'd have a 95% chance of following through on your action items. So do that, and you will see a much higher level of performance and a much higher probability that you'll take the ideas from today's program and actually do something with them. Of course, if you don't have that person that you can trust, respect, and appreciate, that somebody that you are going to feel guilty about not following through with or breaking a promise to, then we'd be happy to offer that help or support if you're interested. That is what we are here to do, is to be that accountability and feedback resource for you. If you're at all interested, please just let us know by going to the mxcoach.com/strategy website. I mean, think about it, guys. How hard is it to hold the promises we make to ourselves versus how easy is it to keep the promises we make to somebody we trust and respect and that has invested, and we've invested our time, energy, and money with, to hold us accountable to the follow-through on the ideas that are worthwhile and that will help us change and evolve our practice on a daily basis. So with that being said, guys, thank you again. Michael, if you have any final words you'd like to share with our audience today, otherwise we're going to be wrapping this thing up momentarily.
No, that's been great. Thanks so much for having me. I sure appreciate the time that you guys have spent, and I'm looking forward to working with you. For those of you that already took advantage of the offer, awesome. Looking forward to helping you guys out, and if you're still thinking about it, please come join us. It's a lot of fun, and we, like I said, we guarantee the results. So.
Yeah, where else can you get guaranteed results? Now, that's another thing to think about. We didn't even think about mentioning that. We should have probably mentioned that a little more strongly when you were presenting the offer, Michael. I forgot about the money back part. All right, guys. Well, like I said, our sole purpose and focus is helping you get from where you are to where you want to be as fast as humanly possible. If there's anything to that extent that we could do here at Maximum Acceleration, please don't hesitate to reach out to us and ask. It is only about helping you reach your goals as fast as humanly possible. So please keep in touch. Let us know, and we look forward to seeing you on a future episode of the Maximum Performance Webinar Series.